Hey everyone, it's Alex, and I am here with another video preview for the 89th Academy Awards. Today I'm here to bring to you the 7 contenders for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Now this is an interesting category, mainly because it is the only category in the Academy Awards where there are only 3 nominations instead of 5. Why it's like that, I don't know, because personally I think there are many films that are worthy of being nominated for Best Makeup and Hairstyling, and there are more than enough films, I think, to create a full list of 5 nominees instead of 3. But for now, we're only going to be having 3 nominations, so I'll reveal what the contenders are, what I think will be nominated, as well as talk about some films I feel could have contended here, but for some reason aren't. So here are the 7 eligible contenders for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Deadpool, The Dressmaker, Florence Foster Jenkins, Hail Caesar, A Man Called Ove, Star Trek Beyond, Suicide Squad. And from these contenders, I'm going to predict that the 3 nominees will be Deadpool, Florence Foster Jenkins, and Star Trek Beyond. Deadpool, I think, will get nominated due to the fact that Ryan Reynolds' character has burns on his face, and I can only imagine how hard it must have been to apply that makeup constantly every day and make it look convincing and comfortable for Ryan Reynolds to work in. Florence Foster Jenkins, even though that doesn't really use any prosthetics or anything like some of these other contenders, it could probably still be nominated because since this is Best Makeup and Hairstyling, a lot of it involves making Meryl Streep and Hugh Grant, who are these upper class people, look fancy all the time since they're always going to fancy galas and events and things like that. And then Star Trek Beyond, I think, is a strong chance of being nominated because it's a science fiction film where there are a lot of alien characters, and that involves a lot of prosthetic makeup, which can be very hard to apply and very hard to work in. So to make it look convincing, that almost always plays a big factor in those types of films being nominated. And the first Star Trek film in this rebooted Star Trek franchise actually won the Best Makeup Oscar back in 2009. That helps increase its chances right there. Suicide Squad possibly could get in, given that that too uses prosthetic makeup, as well as the makeup for Jared Leto as the Joker. Hail Caesar and A Man Called Ove, again, those are more like Florence Foster Jenkins in terms of the types of makeup there. Same with The Dressmaker, because that's more about making Kate Winslet look stylish since she plays a woman who comes back to her hometown after studying fashion to get revenge on her being bullied and driven out of town. It makes a little more sense if you watch the movie, but that movie itself was only okay. So some of these contenders, you know, from a makeup standpoint, are really good. You can understand why they're on here. But like I said before, I don't understand why it's only 3 nominees and why not a full 5. If there were 5 nominees instead of 3, I have several films that I think would be perfect to fill in for the final 2 slots. The first would be Swiss Army Man. I thought the makeup used on Daniel Radcliffe, because he's playing a corpse, was really good. I liked the pale look that they gave him, and I think it was very effective in making him look like a corpse. Hacksaw Ridge, I think, would have been a great contender here because the second half of the film in particular is centered entirely around battle, and we see all the soldiers with dirt and blood on their faces and their arms and their legs, and that kind of look is not easy to achieve. The BFG, I thought, would have been a great contender here because even though a lot of motion capture is used in that movie to make the actors who are playing the giants look extremely tall, obviously a lot of makeup had to go into the look as well, and I think in particular the look of the BFG on Mark Rylance, who was playing him, was stunning. I thought it looked like a perfect recreation from the illustrations in the original book. Deepwater Horizon, similar to Hacksaw Ridge, again you have people covered in dirt and grime and blood, but looks very effective. And oil as well, since it's about the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. Jackie, I think, would have been a great contender here. It's kind of similar to Florence Foster Jenkins in terms of makeup and hairstyling, but Jackie actually won the Critics' Choice Award for Best Makeup, so the fact that it won that award and it's not eligible here is really surprising. But of course the Critics' Choice Awards are decided on by actual critics, and the nominees for makeup and hairstyling here at the Oscars are chosen by actual makeup artists and hairstylists in Hollywood. And then the final film that I think would have been a great contender here is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And although that doesn't use really a lot of prosthetics in the same way as Deadpool, Star Trek Beyond, or Suicide Squad, all the characters do have to have a certain look to them because they're in a fantasy world and because this is set in a different time period than the present day, the 1920s to be specific. So you have to look at popular 1920s hairstyles, makeup styles, and things like that. So anyway, like I said before, I ultimately think the final nominees will be Deadpool, Florence Foster Jenkins, and Star Trek Beyond. But we'll see on Tuesday, January 24th, when the official Oscar nominations come out. That's all I have to say for now about this. So I gotta ask, what do you think should be nominated for Best Makeup and Hairstyling? Let me know in the comments section below, and please subscribe to my channel if you've not yet already done so you can get more of my videos as soon as they drop. And stay tuned in the coming weeks and months for more Oscar and other award show related coverage, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!